There we go. Now we're on. Thank you, sir. We're laughing here because I'm such a professional here in the studio. Hey, you've entered the cosmic radio receptors of KFUG 101.1 FM in Crescent City, California, and beyond. I'm Jacques Cousteau. Well, actually, the Cousteau is not. I'm Jacques Kepner, and the name of the show is Jacques Talks. And no, we will not be talking about sports today and sports scores, at least not for this hour-long driven conversation show. Instead, each and every Wednesday at 1 p.m., I will be talking with local folks and characters, maybe just like you, in this beautiful northernmost magical coastline area of Crescent City. And it is a very special place. If you're tuned in and listening either live, rebroadcast, or streaming, count yourself lucky that you have such a fantastic community radio station as KFUG to serve you 24/7 with a rich assortment of unique programming. And it's not just listening, it's getting involved with your local voice. So, I mean, come on down, find out more about the radio. Volunteer, contribute, donate your time or money to a great nonprofit 501c3 foundation that is a non-commercial station. Oh, I love that. We don't have those blasting, irritating commercials to contend with. Check us out at kfugradio.org. Reach out and tell us about our shows, what you'd like to hear, what you like about us, and get involved with your community radio. If you have a noble cause that benefits us all, let us know, and we will help spread the word. It's easy. We're approachable, and we are here for you. kfugradio.org. Get down on it. Yippee. Today, I don't have one guest. I don't have two guests. I don't have three guests. In fact, I have four guests. So there's five of us all huddled up in the studios. Actually, we're not huddled up. Looks pretty comfortable. But before I introduce these four gentlemen, I got to tell a short story about how I found out about them, how I've enjoyed them, and why they're here in the studio today. I arrived 3 years ago in the Brookings area, Crescent City area, in the middle of the COVID shutdown. Everything seemed to be closed and shuttered. It really was. And the only place that I could hear live music seemed to be the churches. But they didn't appreciate me to jump up and start dancing. Well, at least not some of them. Finally, during one of those, remember the COVID thaws that we went through, those periods of maybe a month where they said, hey, it's okay, you don't have to wear your mask so tight. And during those days, I started hearing about a band that was playing, and during one of those, that band playing in a local, I believe it was in Brookings, at the local, one of the clubs up there, I attended. And what happened that night was honestly like heaven on a quaking earth. There was a band known as DTP, affectionately known as Disturbing the Peace, which is an acronym. And DPT tore up the stage and set that proverbial dance floor on fire. They not only did a good job with professional equipment and sounded so good, but they played a staccato pace that just played one great song after another. And it got everybody up and dancing. Darn it, I'm not going to say the other word. Wow. I let loose, had the greatest time. I remember it stood out, wonderful time. And since then, I have followed them whenever they play. You will find me. I'm known for, I like to get up and dance. You'll find me up there dancing with everybody else. And the compliment goes out as this. Deep TP plays dance music. We're going to find out more about them by talking to our guest and about some of their original stuff and other questions I have for them. But we have a wonderful, wonderful time here today. And gentlemen, first I'll start off with Darren, and then Vince, Jason, and Tony. I'll start off by saying, gentlemen, thank you so much for being here in the KFUG studios with me to talk about you, your business, your fun, your love for this business but your band itself. I did read on Facebook that you're now, quote, over 10 years old, at least with Darren, you're as a singer. But Jason quickly pointed out, man, how long has the band been out there, Jason?
I mean, the earliest iteration of the band was back in 1999, and I'm the only one left from those days. And back then, it wasn't the dance music we play now. We were more of a heavy metal band. There were two other gentlemen. We met because we all worked at the same place, and kind of got together, started talking about our interests and everything, and thought, hey, this would be kind of fun to do, and started learning some songs. And we never really played anywhere except the basement, but
the basement.
Yes, but every once in a while we would get out and inflict our noise on other folks, and so that went on for about a good 6 years, and I had to take a break, family things going on, and but the other two gentlemen, they persisted. Over that time, the music kind of changed to more, less heavy metal and grunge, and started bringing in more, classic rock kind of elements to it. That was about the time, I think, Vince, you kind of came on board during that time while I was gone.
Yeah.
And Tony as well.
Yeah, because Luke Bayon was doing bass at the time.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember who else did it after that.
So what year was that, Vince?
That was like 20... See, I got back here at 2009. So that was probably 2010, 2011.
So about 13 years ago. Now,
Yeah.
Now you just did, you kind of said where we all kind of met. And here's the funny part for you that know some of the history of DTP. And that is that you guys all met in prison, right?
We did. True story.
We did.
So were you on the inside of the bar or on the outside of the bars?
We got to go home at night.
Okay,
Yes.
so Darren's saying, okay, we got to go. So what were you? You were all in capacity of different capacities. It's not just prison guards, right? People think
Right.
it's,
No,
you work
it's,
in the
it's
prison.
a small city.
Oh, we all started off as guards.
Yeah.
You all started off as guards.
We did.
Yeah.
Yes.
We all
did, yeah.
Yeah. And then when I started playing, our original drummer was a fella named Dennis Duncan, who was also a correctional officer at the time.
What a trip!
Yeah, but we all promoted up through into different capacities, and
Yeah.
Jason's the only one remaining working there at this
Last
at this
man
moment.
standing.
Yeah,
The last man
The rest of us
And
have
heaven
retired.
willing, 22 weeks from today, I will be done.
Really? Hey,
Yes.
congratulations on an upcoming retirement.
And I will be it.
You all look actually much too nice to be prison guards, but then you started there and kind of went into a different field in the prison. And you were all, when you were together back, well, you're still working there. So you were all together at these early stages. But then on Facebook it said, Darren, you just celebrated your 10th year with the band.
Yeah, so the band kind of evolved into, and Jason, correct me if I misspeak here, he's our historian, evolved into a group that was playing for our Employee Appreciation Day. We would do an Employee Appreciation Day once a year where the administration would put on a hamburger hot dog feed for all the staff, and at that it was a venue to have people, maybe a captive audience for lack of a better term, where the band could play some music, and
We could
They
play
were paid to do so.
and the predecessor in
Captive.
the job that I retired from was the lead singer. He retired. I had set in and sang a couple songs, I think, the year prior, and when he left, Tony and Jason approached me to take over the lead singing role
Right on.
in the band, and then the next year we sang again at the Employee Appreciation Day, and somebody, I'm not sure who it was, heard us, and I think it was weeks after, somebody from Lucky 7 Casino contacted us and asked us to come up there and start playing, and that kind of just launched us into where we are now. That first year, I think we played 35 gigs, so it was
Wow.
pretty busy.
Yeah.
And it was everywhere from, say, Lucky 7 or Elk
Yeah.
Valley Casino to
Private
some guy's
parties.
living room. We did one time. We
Yeah,
set
we
up
did that
against
once
them.
too.
Some party going.
There was a birthday party, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And
Jay-
so we've played all the way up Southern Oregon, down to Fortuna. We play
Fortuna's.
Humboldt County quite a bit for
Right on.
their casinos. And
Played over in Grants Pass.
Grass
Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah.
Well, it shows because, again, I think you have a polished sound. The majority of your songs are well-known dance cover songs that are just get people up and rocking. I think you've learned that. I'm not going to be critical of any band. I'm not here to judge anyone. But when I go to a show sometime and I want to dance, and they're just putting on a show, their show that's about their deal, and you can't dance to it. You're just more listening. Or sometimes DJs will do that. They'll get into their abstract music that's not danceable. And so I sit there on my hands oftentimes. It's okay. It's what it is. But when I come out to a DCP event, I know I'm going to dance. I'm there. The last one we haven't heard from here is Tony. Tony here. So you go way back too, right?
I started in the current band that we're in right now in 2008.
Okay, in 2008. So
Jason was playing with us at the time, and then he had to take
For a quick minute
Yeah.
too. I came back for like sort of just a one time only, and
he took some time off, and we had another guy play bass, and then
Right on.
Jason came back, and Vince joined, and we had everything just clicked.
and you're the rhythm guitarist, and Vince over here. I've heard Vince play not only with GTO but with the Black. Pardon me, not only with DTP but with your own band. You fanned out a bit. Black GTO.
Yeah, Black GTO.
Great stuff. I mean, again, that's that dancing music. Jason's over here with a great big. What do you got there on you?
oh, just my acoustic bass.
His acoustic bass.
Yeah.
I asked the gentlemen to please bring in any instrument if they wish. I'm excited because we can hear a little bit of your jamming here on KFUG in our small studio and making do with our voice microphones as serving as acoustic sound pickups. Then I think it should shine through. You've got a rhythm. What did you bring? Just a regular
Just regular acoustic
guitar?
guitar,
Okay. And then Darren's got the voice. Darren, you sang a song. I don't recall it now, but I looked up and I said, not only does this guy sing well, but he plays harmonica. I'm a blues harp guy. I love playing blues harp.
Eddie.
And then you said, it's like I just learned it from that one song. Okay? Don't ask me to play anything else. Okay.
Mary Jane's Last Dance, and I really loved that song and wanted to sing it. Nobody else played the harmonica, so I learned it for that
Right
song.
on.
And that's the only line that I know
Mary
how to play.
Jane. Oh yeah. That's it.
Tom
Okay,
Petty's song.
that's the one. And well, maybe you should pursue it. I want to ask you: do all of you guys? Do you all read music? Were you classically trained at music? They're all one of them shaking heads too.
I just play by ear.
Just playing by ear.
I played piano.
I mean,
as a-
tabs, I
as a
could read
youngster,
tabs, but I
yeah.
played mostly by ear.
I've never really taken a lesson in my life. I just
Whoa.
play by ear.
Hey, you want to go to my flute lesson at 4:15 this afternoon? Seriously, my doctor, my love, my life, my doctor, she bought me a really nice Yamaha flute, silver transverse flute, and I've got to learn it. And I'm going to learn music again. It's like a C, D. Oh, wait a minute, is that a D sharp? And with the flute, okay. But you're welcome to go to my lesson. When you guys go out, you have traveled, you said, the visage of Oregon and some parts of California, Northern California. And so you're out there on the road. Do you like actively always add new songs, or are you just, you kind of got you have a great repertoire.
We rotate them.
Yeah.
You rotate them.
We have different sets.
And then we kind of fill the crowd to see what kind of stuff. Is it more of a country type crowd? Is it more of a classic rock crowd? More of a kind of like, not disco, but the dance,
Funk,
the funk
Funk
type
stuff, and
then we just kind of see what's going on. If it's more of that type, the funk type, we'll play a lot of funk.
Yeah.
If it's classic rock,
I get
we'll
it.
play a lot of classic
So
rock.
you could actually you guys are able to do that. So you have to have a huge repertoire.
Oh yeah, we could probably play for 7 hours.
Oh, probably.
easily.
If
7
my
hours
voice
plus.
would last that long.
Matter of fact,
Yeah.
I think we
This
have.
is
That's
a-
what we did at Azalea Park. Was we had like 5 songs, 6 songs. We kind of read the crowd and decided just to go that direction, and then we would take requests as people would come up. Kind of slows us down a little bit because we don't have the set list ready to transition immediately to the next song. But it's fun. And
That was a
people really
great concert, and I know that. I mean, I have certain friends, Claudette, for instance, out there, and Doctor. They'll not dance anything right off the bat. They just want to dance, as I do too. It takes me a few maybe songs to get up there, but jump in. But as you evolve, so you do have an evolution that you could kind of judge a crowd. Very interesting, where you say, yeah, this looks like maybe more of that crowd. Let's kind of go into that. I did not know. And I was going to say, Darren, how do you recall that many words? Do you have your little pad there? You read?
quite honestly, and it may happen today, literally the note before the word often it comes to me. If I panic and stress out, I'll lose it. But otherwise, I pretty much just relax and it'll come.
Wow, that's the subconscious power of the subconscious
Really
mind,
is.
right?
And playing a lot of these songs for the full 10 year. I mean, a lot of the songs we started with are now gone. They're still in our repertoire, but we rarely play them. But a lot of these songs repeat, the ones that we really get a good response from the audience with.
Right, and I know. I guess I'm like saying, wow, you got great memory to remember all those words. But then these guys playing all those different notes, that makes the words actually wow. So you guys really hats off to you there. So if you have evolved, do you feel like you're always growing as a band? Are you guys jam? Are you good best buddies?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah,
real
yeah.
good friends.
It's all about fun.
Oh yeah, it's always been about fun.
Yeah, if it ain't fun, it's why do it, right?
Absolutely.
Well, you do have that repertoire. You have that repertoire of songs that I think shows, and that's why I like you. We mentioned briefly before we got on air here about, I think, one of the best jams, the best parties, best dance band I've really ever danced to was when you guys played Latitude 42. What, 6 months ago? I'm trying to think of when it was.
back
That was a couple months ago.
April maybe.
Yeah, well, we played it twice.
Yeah, this year so far.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't know. I might have been
Last
gone
time
then.
we played was
What
like
a great
2 months
venue,
ago.
though.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
really, they've done a great job up there.
So yeah, and it was. I remember you got off the stage at one point. You said my voice is
I
gone.
was struggling, and we were fortunate to have Cameron Sierra there to come
Yes.
up, and she's
Yeah.
got a gorgeous voice, so she
Right.
came up and filled in for me a little bit and saved the day and gave me a break so I could get back up there.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And again, you burned down the proverbial dance floor. It was. I mean, everybody was out. You had a crowd. I mean, you guys could have jumped out of the crowd, and we would have all held you up. You know,
Oh, that sounds like fun.
We're gonna have
you
to try
jump
that.
off the stage. Yeah. Are all of you guys basically married, got families, and all that fun stuff?
yeah.
Yeah.
We are, yeah, and that's another focus of the band is always keeping our wives happy.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
then
yeah.
we get to
Oh,
go
yeah.
play.
I think I met Vince, your wife, maybe, and I think I met your wife briefly. Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
You
Azalea.
Yeah, you introduced me.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that. That's right. That was a great show too, and you played it. And I know you on your website you have that video where you show or somebody shows you guys, and then they kind of pan out over the crowd. See, that's a good sized crowd that turned out, even though that wasn't the official quote Azalea Music Festival. That was just for the parade or the parade day. You guys are playing a big show coming up in at the fairgrounds, right? Is this one of-
August 4th will be
the beer garden.
in the beer
Yeah.
garden after the concert. So yeah, which is always a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Because everybody's unwinding.
Yeah.
You know.
right.
So.
Everybody's cool, right? Kicking back. Okay. I'm telling you, this is happening. We're doing so well. We've already almost 20 minutes into this conversation. It feels like we just literally hooked up here. Because you guys were relentless, because you guys play this, you just don't slow it down. And then every once in a while, you'll throw in an original song. Who writes your songs? You all collectively? Jason?
Usually Vince. Yeah.
Vince,
Tony's
okay.
Tony's
Tony's written
some too.
several as well. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, maybe the second half, I'm thinking we'll talk for another 10 or 15 minutes, and then we could kind of evolve and you could play some of your songs
Okay.
on acoustic, and we could just play it from here. But so when you've got this huge repertoire of songs that you have cover band, or is that what you're supposed to say? Cover band songs,
Absolutely.
all right?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yep.
So, and then on top of that, you branch out and say, hey, I like this and I want this. I apologies. I don't recall the ones that stand out as your originals because I
Helps
literally
me through.
Helps Me Through is the one we play almost every night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main original we play most of the time.
well, maybe it's so ingrained now with everybody, and
People
including
that
us.
follow us recognize that one in particular.
Yeah. Okay.
And we tried to throw in more originals early on, but like you said, our goal is to get the people out dancing, not just because we want people dancing, but because we feed off it as well. The energy from the crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always heard that, but until I was in a band and really felt that energy and people enjoying what you're doing and dancing, so we try to keep people on the dance floor. And if you throw a song out, people want to sing along with you. So
Right.
if it's an original, they don't necessarily know the words or the music, and it can stifle that energy.
Yeah, they just
sometimes.
turn it from fast dancing into slow dancing.
But sometimes people need a little rest. Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
that's true too.
So we'll
Like
throw
you call it,
those in.
Darren, we're going to give you a chance to grab your girl and
That's-
slow dance.
Yeah, there you go. Finally, it's
Usually
about
few
time.
and far between. In our,
Yeah, we just get
in our
going.
events,
We
but-
want to keep going. So.
Oh God! So you guys have been doing this since the late '90s, and then Tony and Darren got involved more in the 2013 or so, right, or a little earlier.
Yeah,
And
2013,
with
yeah,
that
that's
long,
when-
do you guys think about the future? Do you guys like say, hey, what should we be doing in 5 years from now, or where do we want to be? You're retiring pretty soon, right, Jason?
Yeah,
So you've got 22. How many more weeks?
22 weeks.
Wow.
Hopefully.
He's like,
Hopefully they'll let me parole.
it's on the wall on the inside of a cell, little chalk marks. 22 more weeks. Where do you guys see each other? Where do you see how do you see each other in a couple of years? When you retire, do you want to just continue doing this and just get bigger and better?
Oh, this is a good time. It really is. And, why would you want to stop when you can just keep
I have
going,
no I have no
It's just-
desire to stop at all.
You just want to
I
keep
mean, there is no greater feeling than,
Yep.
you talk about, everybody's dancing and everybody's having a great time. Like
Wow.
Darren said, there's this energy that's there. And I think one of the longer shows we did was New Year's Eve at Elk Valley Casino here a few years back. And, gosh, how long did we play?
I think we went for
5
I think it was 5 hours. 5 hours
What?
straight.
You mean in the room there? Or no, this was the
The
old
old.
one.
That's
The old-
I never
Eddie
went to
Event
that.
Center, is
Yeah.
that
The
what
old
they call
event
it?
center.
Yeah, I never
Yeah.
went to there. I never.
But we played for, I think it was about 5
hours,
hours.
yeah.
And I tell you what, the energy in that crowd was just almost palpable.
Wow.
And we got to the end of that 5 hours. I could have gone longer if we
Wow.
only had a catalog.
So it just
And Darren's
picks-
voice
If only
went
my
up.
voice would.
I
hold
have
up,
gone
yeah.
longer.
It picks you
Yeah.
up, right? It picks you up and
It does.
sends you
Yeah,
out and gets
absolutely.
you rocking, man.
But
I
as
mean,
you know, some of our songs they're very high range, high energy, and there's only so long a guy can last with that.
Yeah, you're right, and you got a great range in your voice too. I mean, you got the high. I'm the singing florist. I'm the guy, but I sing "Happy Birthday." Basically, "Happy Birthday." So your range when you hit those high points, those high peaks, I admire you. Hats off to you. It's a tough thing to do, and then just keeping it going, keeping the energy, keeping the. Here's another thing I'm going to comment about. You guys, when I listen to you, I'm impressed with the sound that's coming out, not just from your music, but it seems you have really good equipment. Is this an investment thing you guys have kind of
We have
done?
a sound guy. We have a sound guy, Kenny. Kenny, sometimes Dave, Dave Kettlewell does our sound.
Yeah, we have a couple
And they
of
kind of
pretty
keep
sound
us,
guys.
because we're all wearing in-ears. So what we're hearing in our ears is not necessarily what's coming out of speakers. So they're controlling the speaker part.
Right.
So they're balancing us out. So I'm not drowning him out. He's not drowning me out. And then so they can hear him sing. They can hear the rhythm guitar and the lead guitar not wiping each other out with,
Right.
so it's
So a shout out to
handy.
Kenny and Dave.
Yeah.
That again,
They're awesome.
we have commented on my friends and I. We've commented said, yeah, it just sounds so crisp, so clear, so good. We all know. Again, I'm not here to judge anybody, nor am I going to. But we all know when you have bad mics or bad pickups or bad, it just loses. It could just the whole thing could fall apart on you. And you've never had that. You've always had such good stuff. I also want to give a shout out to one of the colleague is your drummer who's not here. So who's your drummer?
Kevin Gennaro was for the last 10
Yeah.
years. He just moved to Fortuna, and so we're kind of in a transitional period right now. We
yeah.
just brought on a fella named Charlie Perry, who's been with us for 3 practices now.
Yeah, 3 practice, 3 weeks.
And doing phenomenal. And we
Great
will
job.
actually play our first gig. Tony's going to be out of town, so it's just going to be the 4 of us with Charlie at Delmar Golf Course on the 28th of July. We're just going to play outside. It's a 3-day tournament, so the first day is kind of a festive get-together sort
Right
of
on.
thing, and we play for that. So
Is this open for the public? Is it
sure,
a private
absolutely,
event?
yeah. They have the bar going up there, and they do a thing called a horse race, which in golf everybody tees off and goes and plays. It's just a fun thing, and most guys get a practice round in that day before the 2-day tournament starts on Saturday and Sunday.
Okay, cool. So that's the Del Norte.
Del Norte Golf Course on the 28th from 4 to 7, and there's a strong chance we'll probably play a little bit longer.
And that's the one that's kind of like up as you're going like 199 cutoff there.
197.
Yeah, and it
yeah.
says you're
It's on
driving like
197.
you'd be going to Grants Pass. It's on your left. That
Yes.
golf course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been there, but I've always admired it from afar. Now, when you have you're going out to these events, and who do you feel has the hardest job of all 5 of you? I would think, for me, playing drums is just so, it's alien.
It's physical.
Especially if you're out in the sun and have no cover, you're gonna burn up.
Honestly, all these guys are. I always say that I'm surrounded by great musicians, and all I have to do is sing. So, I mean, I can't understand how any of them get done what they get done. And everyone here except for me can play the drums. And I was a college athlete. I'm a pretty coordinated guy, but I'm pretty sure I'd poke my eye out if I sat down and tried to get after it like they can play.
I'm not. You could all play drums except.
Oh yeah.
Darren?
I started.
I started
Oh,
out playing drums.
Me too.
Good God, I admire you so much because I just, the few times I've got on them, that people immediately, hey, it's like some kid slamming on a piano, you know.
Yeah, and we all feel the same way about Darren. We have no idea how he can remember all the lyrics to all these songs. It's just amazing. It really is, to me anyway.
I thought you were going to say you felt the same way about me when I get on the drums. Get them off of there.
The
I do have to
power.
say, though, that when Darren joined the band, that was kind of a game changer for us. Because, like you pointed out, Darren has a great voice, and I'm not going to let anybody else outside the studio know that. By the way,
We're going to have to.
No,
Oh, wait,
no,
no, we're on the radio.
Yeah, everybody would agree with that.
No, Darren has such a great voice, and he works so well with the crowd that really kind of changed the dynamic of the band. And when we started getting out more public and everything, that really helped us connect with the audience.
Right on.
And
Every once in a while, here, well, Vince, you'll sing a song or two. Or when I saw Vince, man, you played. I believe I saw you at the casino with the black GTOs. Dude, that was hard driving. You had that relentless kind of like, and you were singing all those songs. So yeah, hats off. You got a good voice too.
Oh, thank you.
And that's isn't that a tribute to the band where you could have these multi-talented people in all sense of the word. Listen, it's fascinating what we've talked so far, but we've already gone through a half hour, and if we're going to have this much fun in the next half hour, then we better get on with it. I have to stop here briefly just to let me pull up my page here. Let me see what I got to read here. I have cheat notes, as if they haven't seen that already. I want to thank you for tuning into Jacques Talks, and I'm Jacques Kepner, and your host for the remainder of this hour. The reason you are hearing this conversation is because I became a part of KFUG Radio right here in Crescent City and beyond. Folks, I had an idea several months ago to get back into broadcast, and I pitched the show to my esteemed colleague Paul Kritz, affectionately known as the station manager, and he's the man with the coolest voice in broadcasting. Darren, this guy, listen to him. He's got this voice that's just, hey guys, what's going on out there? Cool. What I'm getting at is this. If you can do this, if I could do this, then you may very well be able to get into broadcasting too. If you have an idea for a show, pitch it to Paul, P-I-T-P. And I assure you that although he is a very busy and dedicated manager and broadcaster, he is very approachable. He does not bite. On a similar note, KFUG is on your radio right now because of those folks who donate their homespun, local community. They donate to this great homespun local community radio, kfug.org. Check us out, listen, stream. I was just telling the gentleman in the studio that in a few weeks, most of my shows have been my past. I think this is the 8th, yes. The 8th show, maybe, yes. And these will be on a platform where they can be archived so that if you didn't hear about it today, and many of you have responded that you are listening, because I blitzed everybody on Facebook and I blitz everybody on my text list. So everybody listens in. Thank you for everybody listening in live to this broadcast. But in the future, we will be able to have these archived so that you can come back and pick and choose which of the show that you would like to listen to, depending on who my guest might be. And every week, I strive to bring interesting, colorful characters that are from this area, that contribute to this area, that bring something to this area that is uniquely human. And if we could get that on the air and talk about it, that's what I want to hear from you, if you have that ability. If you can make me cry, if you can make me laugh, if you can make me reflect or teach me something, or possibly I might be able to help you with something, then you could be my friend and we could be on this air and talk. I think that's my preamble for this moment. Back to these four gentlemen in my studio, pardon me, in the KFUG, our studio, the community studio. And Jason's over here. You have been holding that bass guitar. So I want to know, do you just, when you jam alone with the bass, I mean, are you just jamming, just do it, or do you kind of put a riff song in the back, or do you listen to recordings? Do you just do it by ear?
It's kind of all of those at the same time. It depends on the song. I mean, some songs I can just sit there and listen and groove right along with, because if the bass player's grooving, everybody's grooving, man. That's just the way it works. Some songs are a little more complex. You asked earlier who here can read music. Well, I can read music. I even kind of write out my own music as well sometimes, just, so I can remember some of the more complex songs so they come out right. So yeah, it's a little bit of ear, a little bit of just sitting down with the music and learning it, and sometimes it's just sitting here just grooving away.
I wish now I've got to be gingerly careful here with my flute teacher, Meredith, who's a sweetheart. Maybe some of you know her. Her son is David Sedgwick, the great pianist in town here at the Methodist Church and other places. But when I went up to her a couple of weeks ago and I said, "Hey, Meredith, I hear you could teach me flute. I don't want to learn music. I don't want to learn theory. I just want you to teach me some riffs." And she said, "Oh, absolutely not. It's not going to happen. Absolutely. You're going to learn music note by note, and I'm going to make sure you do." And I said, "How much do you charge?" And she says, $20 for 30 minutes. She says, "Unless you don't practice, then it's $40 for 20." It's $40 for 20 minutes. So, and I said, "What happens if I do practice?" And it's $10 for 15 minutes. So, that's what I feel like. But hats off to you if you guys are just doing this amazing brain, right? I mean, how you can play so many songs, just flow right into them. Isn't that, I guess, the musician's charm? How you can just pop these things out.
Well, Jason also failed to mention that he can play keyboard really well.
That's right. Yeah.
We went on for about 6 years and didn't even know that.
Yeah, that's right. That's one thing. You don't have a keyboardist. That's right.
We do.
We do now. That opens up a lot more time.
Yeah.
Okay, this shows. I'm
now,
hiding behind my mask right now. Oops, what did I just say?
When Jason plays keyboard, I play bass.
Okay.
And he is a very good keyboard player.
Okay.
By the way.
Of course you are. I knew that.
I don't know about that.
And before we move on, Jason also plays the clarinet and the stand-up.
Okay.
Yeah, I play
my
in
God.
the
Like
Wild
orchestra.
River Symphony as
The
well.
big cello. The big cello. So, okay, Jason, pop off something that you like. That's right, but just do something with your bass there. I mean, I think it's
What, something that's groovy, like
Derek. Another one.
Usually, Steve walks merrily down. I'm way too low there. Fell way down low. Ain't no sound but the sound of his feet. Machine guns ready to go. Are you ready? Hey, are you ready for this? Are you standing on the edge of your seat? Out of the doorway, the bullets rip. Repeat to the sound of the beat. Well, look out. Another one bites the dust.
Yeah. That's the song you guys were playing on that video.
Oh, was it?
On Facebook.
Yeah, well, and then in that song, we actually modified that song to kind of make it our own, and we retitled it Another One Bites Delight.
The Bites Delight?
Because we interjected Rapper's Delight into the center of it, which is really pretty much the same bass riff. Yeah. And then our drummer Kevin would do the rap.
All right.
Which, Tony?
Yeah, come on, pull up your guitars.
No.
Come on. I want to
work on that one.
I said a hip hop, hippity hip hip hop, don't stop to rock with a bang bang. Yeah, that song. But Kevin's not here.
He's
So-
not here.
How do your wives put up with you? Are they happy as heck can be? Or do they love going out and seeing you guys?
I think they're happy when we leave to go do it.
Yeah.
They kind of,
I can tell you right now.
Got him out of the house
my
for 5
wife
hours.
Often says, "God bless Marcy Bradbury."
They're like saying, "Go do one of those 5-hour ones
Because
again,
we
will you?"
practice at his house.
Yeah, what
They come
often
out
ask-
every once in a while. They've seen us play so many times.
Yeah.
I think my wife's seen us play well over 150 times.
Yeah, and my
you saying the
wife,
magic
my
is
wife
gone?
hears us every Tuesday night because we practice at my
No,
house.
but you know
so-
they've seen us
yeah.
play so many times. You know, it's,
Yeah, it's-
and I'm now in 2 bands, so now she's seen me play in both bands now.
my wife she's just over it. She's been doing it for so many years.
Yeah.
that-
Well, Tony, give him a little history. Tony played in several bands back in the 80s, right?
Yeah, in the 80s, we had I was in a top 40 country band here called Detour, and that was all through from about 95 to about 2002, and then when I was down in Southern California, I played in bands down there too. So yeah, I've been married for 42 years, so my wife has been going through.
Yeah. Longer. Go out and do it.
So you're saying the magic is gone.
Just relative to music.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm bringing out the worst of them right now. The truth is coming out here, folks. You got to hear first on KFUG. Well, why don't you pull out something, Tony? And same with Vince. Come on, guys. Pull it up and let's get it out there. And yeah, the only thing maybe you're a little bit, be a little bit
Okay.
closer when you do it. Yeah, when you do
Yeah.
it. And for some reason, I'm picking up Vince really, really loudly.
All
And
right.
yet he's this far back, so
If-
it's all relative.
When I start singing, I don't want to blast you out though.
Hey, you're hearing this live here on KFUG. Boy, we're having fun here in the studio. Really, we are. And as they get ready for this, I want to remind you that we are a community radio station. That we are your station, your local guys and ladies that are here for you. We got Redwood Youth Voices, which is just a fantastic program. I've become addicted to it, tuned into it all the time. And so many talented young people here at the studio, and under the guiding light tutelage of Paul
Picture E.
Kritz, who's just a very talented and very patient guy. All right, now that's Vince here. All right, now what was that, Vince? What was that riff?
So what do you want to
Vince can just make stuff up off the fly.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
do? What we're working on right now.
I don't know, what can we do without drums? Already gone? Does
Already
that work?
gone. Let's do that one. We've done that one since the beginning.
You guys ready?
Ready?
Well, I heard some people talking just the other day, and they said you were gonna put me on a shelf. Let me tell you, I got some news for you, and you soon find out it's true. And then you'll have to eat your lunch all by yourself. 'Cause I'm already gone, and I'm feeling strong. I will sing this victory song. Woo-hoo-hoo! Woo-hoo-hoo! The letter that you wrote me made me stop and wonder why. But I guess you felt like you had to set things right. Just remember this, my girl, when you look up in the sky, you can see the stars and still not see the light. That's right. Well, 'cause I'm already gone, and I'm feeling strong. I will sing this victory song. Woo-hoo-hoo! Woo-hoo-hoo! Come on, give it to him, Vince. down. Heaven knows it wasn't you that set me free. So oftentimes it happens that we live our lives in chains, and we never even know we have the key. We are already gone, and I'm feeling strong. I will sing this victory song, 'cause I'm already gone. All right, nighty-night.
You're all right.
No warm-up.
I know warm up. Wow, that was good. I tuned my voice out, but I was when you were singing woo, I was going woo. I tuned it down. That was just a natural. That was just a natural sounding song. Name of that song? Tell us.
Already Gone by the Eagles.
By the Eagles.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, so give credit where credit's due. It is just so you guys original song, or can you play off an original song?
Helps me through.
All right, here we go.
Girl, what's your thoughts these days? What's your plans for me? Now I am free, could use some company. Your smiling beauty helps me through. What you thinking about? Pleasant thoughts I hope to be having time alone with you. When you give a smile, oh, the sun shines through. I hope this never ends. Girl, what's your plans for me today? You're walking there, won't tell me where. I really like that Roman attitude, I do. Your smiling beauty helps me through. What you thinking about? Pleasant thoughts I hope to be having time alone with you. When you give a smile, oh, the sun shines through. I hope this never ends. What you thinking about? Pleasant thoughts I hope to be having time alone with you. When you give a smile, oh, the sun shines through. I hope this never ends. Well, there are times when we're alone, the best times I've ever known. Can't imagine life without you, girl. You're the one that helps me through this world. What you thinking about? Pleasant thoughts I hope to be having time alone with you. When you give a smile, oh, the sun shines through. I hope this never ends.
All right, I will clap here and do this and woo, yeah, I'm hearing whistling.
Applause from the back.
I think even Ralph walked in going, whoa, first time I've seen him. He walked in here, he didn't even have a beer in his hand. His mouth was agape. I'm going, whoa, what's going on in the studio today?
Apparently,
All
we
right.
called the dogs in.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, I got a dog underneath the
Just
table
worry
here.
about Matt.
Sing until the
See,
dogs.
you don't
come
want
home.
to. You don't want to get caught in my wire there.
Pablo, get
Okay,
out.
the doggy. Come here. Doggy is stuck in my wires. There we go.
Pablo,
Yeah.
get out.
Okay. Good. Well, that was just amazing. Now, when you sang that, of course, I've heard that almost all of your the last 3 years. When did you write that?
Oh gosh.
Oh.
8 years
I
ago.
don't remember.
Okay.
Oh, that was first year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
we wrote that.
And it evolved quite a lot.
2013,
Yeah,
14,
changed
something
it up
like
a little here and there. It's
Yeah.
we just kind of change it up sometimes.
You guys are playing awesome. I was gonna see that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, that was just. I mean, you got it. Has that got playtime? Is that getting out there? Or you got?
Well,
We have it on iTunes.
We're on Spotify and
iTunes,
iTunes, and
stuff.
along with 3 of Tony's
Tony's.
original.
Four.
Four of Tony's
Four, okay,
originals
cool.
as well.
yeah, so look
And
at
so-
Disturbing the Peace PC415.
That's right.
Okay, so that's how do folks just go on Spotify and
Go on Spotify, let's see,
Apple
YouTube
Music,
Apple Music, anywhere
YouTube.
where music is streamed.
TikTok.
Okay, so I have my Apple Music subscription. My son pays for it, but I get this thing, and I could go, I could press down Siri, which in the middle of that song, somebody called me. I forgot to turn my phone off. I forgot to remind you guys that. But no, I could just say, hey, play. So you're saying all I got to do is just say play DTP.
Disturbing the Peace
Disturbing the Peace.
The
PC415.
PC415 is critical, which happens to be the penal code in California for disturbing the peace. So that's
PC 145.
PC415.
415.
That's kind of our-
415. Wait a minute, that's area code down San
It
Francisco.
is.
Yes, it is.
Okay, PC 415.
Little
That's
coincidence.
why I see that when on your logo, I
Yes.
see that number
Yeah.
down there. What did you
kind
think
of
of
a-
that, Ralph?
That was excellent.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Thank you.
Yeah, I've never seen these guys before.
Well, now you know about it. They're on the map, and they're here to stay. And I mean that. You guys, I was so excited when I first approached Darren I said, "Hey, man, here's my card." You never called me. Well, that's okay. No, I'm
Soon
just
thereafter, our drummer
yeah.
got
That's
his
okay.
job in Fortuna, so it kind of was in a transition.
I don't even
period
think I
there.
had
Yeah.
my show going then. So
Okay, yeah.
it was a thought. But then when I saw watched the video on Facebook with your is something burning?
No, somebody unplugged the fridge. I just took the thawed out shrimp out of it.
Okay.
I thought maybe our music was on fire.
Gee, woo. Okay. At least with music, folks, you can't smell it in here.
Live
Okay.
radio.
Yeah, live radio. We're
the risk
smell
we
we're
take
smell
with
free.
live
Thank you.
radio.
Yeah, open up that door and get this air. Then you had to tell me what it was. Yeah, old shrimp, from the freezer that's never been. It's the coffin freezer. Oh my God. Okay, so how when you guys want to write a song, is it kind of a collective thing? Tony's got 3 other ones or 4 other ones?
4 other ones.
So you write these on your own, and then you bring them into the band. You say, "Hey guys, look at this. What about this?"
And then everybody does their part, and we record every part, and then we dub it all together, mix it all together.
Cool. And it's just a collective thing after that. I mean, then you just put it together and get it, practice it enough times, and then you can. So that is a great song. And again, boy, that jarred me right off the back. Boom, we're there. What time is it? Is it almost? Okay, we got 10 minutes,
Wow.
and
That went fast.
yeah, I know, and it really did sound good in here. I hope Paul was back there, manipulating all the, tuning this down.
Yeah, we're
turning
used
that
to having it in our ears but not being able to hear how the mix is
Yeah.
going. I didn't know how
Yeah.
close to get to the mic or not.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, it was okay.
Okay.
It sounded good. Yeah, if it get the high points, I might go back about a half inch. I'm just joking around. All right, so we've got about 10 minutes left. Is there anything that any of you would like to tell us about how? Before we get into another song, you could play one more song before we close it up. Yeah, maybe.
Think so. Sure.
Okay, but then how do people reach out to you? How do people tune in to and find out about you on Facebook? Give us some like the phone numbers, or it doesn't phone numbers, but email addresses, or how do people find out about you and inquire about your music?
Yeah, just you can contact us through Facebook. We got all our information there. Again, the Disturbing Peace PC.
PC 415, yeah.
That's kind of an important caveat there. If web address, you can facebook.com/distthepeace. like one word, dist. the
Dist,
piece.
okay.
DIST.
Yeah.
D-E-S-T.
D-I-S-T.
I-S-T. I got my
That
degree in
can get
English.
you there, but look for our logo, piece symbol with the DTP in there.
Okay, so we're hearing trucks going by on the highway out here because we're opening windows now. Ralph's walking around the studio opening up every window because was some accident in the kitchen with
The shrimp.
15-year-old shrimp.
shrimp
The shrimp that has thawed out and refrozen 44 times before. It was the first time he opened the vault, otherwise known as the freezer.
I was gonna get you a beer and they're all warm.
Oh my! Oh, here I spoke too soon.
So also on that Facebook page is a list of all of our upcoming dates too that people can look at and see where we're playing.
Okay, one more question before we get to that. Tell me the Guy Fieri connection. How did that come about? And the drive-ins and diners,
Yes,
drive-ins
yeah.
and dives.
But he actually came up on a show that he was doing that was like, I think it was Guy's Summer Road Trip or something to that effect. I'm friends with the Alexanders from Alexander's Dairy and
Max, no.
Blake Alexander. I've got a new fan. Blake Alexander was good friends with Guy through high school. So their location here in Fort Dick at their dairy was selected to be on the show, the road trip that Guy was doing, and as part of it, they threw a big party and that was filmed, and there was competitions going on, and they needed a band. So we were asked by Blake Alexander if we would play at the band, and it was a neat experience. We all had to fill out a bunch of disclaimers and whatnot for the Food Network.
Really?
Copyright things, and then
Oh yes.
anytime that they were filming that we were in the background, we had to switch to an original song, which I think we had practiced 4 or 5 originals before that, so they didn't have to pay a copyright on a cover that we were doing, and so it was just a very fun experience, and it was a great party with a great group of people, and Guy was, I must say, the Guy was very friendly, came up, talked to us, super
Couple
good
of
guy,
different times,
and
yeah.
highly impressed with some of Vince's leads
Yeah.
in his originals. So he
Right on.
couldn't stop talking about that. Even after the event, I heard back from Blake and Stephanie how complimentary Guy was of especially Vince's.
Yeah, he liked it, and
guitar
you
riff.
just see it in the demeanor if when he's posing with you guys in those pictures that you
Yeah.
posted. He's having a good time. He's giving thumbs up. He's there right. I thought maybe he's part of the band, but wait a minute, that's Guy Fieri. Of course, I didn't have my glasses on, so
If
I
he
didn't
really
know.
wants to be, we could probably find a place for him.
Yeah, there we go.
We'd
Hey,
work
and the
it
good
out.
news of that event, the good news was we got to be on the Food Network.
That's
The
right.
bad news on that is that it was a half-second drone pan-over shot, and if you blinked, you missed the whole thing. So
The rest of us was on the editing room floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
But still a fun
I gotta say, if anybody out there, again, do you do like that? People hire you for weddings or?
Oh yeah,
do you-
We've done
yeah.
that.
We've
Yeah,
done
all kinds of
birthday
stuff.
parties, weddings,
Birthday parties.
just 4th of July parties, Gasky raft races. We played there.
We've
several
opened up
years
for some people too, like
friends.
John Montgomery,
Yeah, John
John
Montgomery.
Michael Montgomery,
Uncle Cracker. We opened up for him.
Huh? Fantastic.
Uncle Cracker and John
Yeah, those
Montgomery.
are probably our 2 big claims to fame. They're opening
Yeah.
for those 2 guys.
So the best way, again, for people to reach out, if they want you to play at their wedding or their ceremony or their party, they can get a hold of you and you can arrange those things. And then you have your own private guest list. So remember, give me
Right.
Absolutely.
Hey, got 5 texts. Your wives aren't going anyways, so might as well throw in one for me. No, I didn't say that. This is a community radio station. We don't do those things. Seriously, we are one of the guys. And I know Paul talks about copyright infringements and things like that with the sound and the music you could play. So I understand that. Okay, we have enough time, folks, here on KFUG. We have about 5 minutes left. And we are in the studio with the incredibly talented local gentleman making up DTP, otherwise known as Disturbing the Peace, PC 415. We got Darren, we got Vince, we got Jason, and we got Tony in the studio. And it's Kevin's drummer that's not here right now. But
Correct, yeah.
Okay, but when you guys play next, Kevin will be your drummer.
Actually, no, Kevin has been our drummer for 10 years.
Okay.
And our next gig will be Charlie. But then the 4th at the fair, then Kevin will be back playing that. event. We're still kind of figuring out how this whole thing's going to work with Kevin being in Humboldt County and bringing Charlie on. Charlie's really doing well. We're pleased with that. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
wait a
probably
minute
gonna
now.
be where
So
we're
you
headed.
said on the 4th. I thought it was. We're looking at
August 4th. at the
August
fair.
4th. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm thinking July 4th. That
This will be our first July 4th. We've been off in 10 years because
Yes.
Tony's out of town, and so
My oldest son's getting married in Florida, so I'm not
all right.
we told him to skip the wedding.
Yeah, we played the
Right.
deck,
Congratulations. Sorry, I'm not going to be there, son.
played a deck party a couple times.
Yeah,
Oh,
we've
yeah,
been.
absolutely.
Vince is playing though.
I was
with the
doing a
Black
deck party
GTO.
and the after deck party.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's
Long night for you.
what's Black GTO up to? Are you doing any gigs with them?
Oh yeah, we're busy. I've got probably like 9 or 10 gigs still we got to do.
But
We're
you
opening up for Vixen,
Oh,
Over
really?
at
Oh,
Elk
the
Valley
Vixen,
Casino.
the
Yeah.
Vixen coming
lady
into the
band.
casino. Yeah.
and we're playing Latitude 42. We're playing
When do you play Latitude 42? You know.
the 30th this month,
Okay. All right.
and we're playing
We'll be there.
Inoteca after deck party thing.
So when it's like
The
approximately.
deck party is on the 3rd of July.
Okay, good.
So I'm playing Vixen on the 1st, and on the 3rd I'm playing the after deck party at Inoteca, and then on the 4th I'm playing at the 4th over to Brookings Harbor.
Okay, there we go. That's where I'll be. I'll be in Brookings on the
We're
4th.
staying busy but between
Good.
both of them. Staying pretty busy.
Really busy.
Oh, you're so darn talented. These guys are really, really talented, and it shows in your music and your sound. And here we're acoustic with just talking mics before everybody, but we're having a good time. Okay, we have enough time. Let's roll it. We got about 4 minutes. If you gentlemen, play whatever you
Tennessee
What do you
feel.
want to do?
Tennessee whiskey.
Tennessee whiskey.
We could do that.
We'll do a slower here. I'll back off because I might get a little loud. with
Yeah,
this.
get back up. There we go.
Okay. Used to spend my nights out in a bar room. Liquor was the only love I'd known. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottom. Brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. I look for love in all the same old places. Found the bottom of the bottle's always dry. But when you poured out your heart, I didn't waste it. 'Cause there's nothing like your love to get me high. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey.
Wow. Okay, you heard it here. Gentlemen, really, thank you incredibly much, Darren, Vince, Jason, and Tony, for coming into the studio and showing the people here in our local community of Crescent City and beyond the talent that you guys have. And I'll follow you. I'll be dancing, get the word out, and I will help you get the word out. I can't wait to hear more of your music.
That.
Looking for, I'll maybe see you earlier out at the casino or someplace, Vince, with Black GTO. Folks, we're running over the program, so I need to quickly say I wish to thank the universe for leading me to KFUG. I really do appreciate it. Paul Kritz, who's the manager, had faith in me, and we are here today because of that man and because KFUG exists. So there we go. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank
God
you for
bless
having us,
you.
Jacques.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
now we know. Now we've got a good rapport. I look forward to it. Next week, tune in, same time. I believe I'm going to have a very dynamic woman preacher on there. So we'll be maybe singing some gospel songs. Who knows? All right, gentlemen, thank you so much again. This is Jacques Talks signing off. Thank you.